On the whistle.
Robert Donovan right there.
You okay?
Do it! You got it! My hernia! There you go! Inside!
That was actually a race.
Good job, man.
Like I said, those races in between races.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm Ben Gayet, and tonight we're gonna watch race number 2 of the SoCalCross Prestige Series. So let me know how it goes. Let me know if the sound is good. I'm streaming live from Los Angeles. This is the SoCalCross season here in Southern California. So it's a long season. It's race number 2. So we're gonna watch that. Let's just jump. How's it going, Ken? Ken is in the chat. Tomo is here. Peter is here, Ben from Florida, Big Huge is here from Quebec. How's it going, guys? Some regulars, some new faces. So yeah, if you're first-time watchers, hit subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's jump right into the race, guys. Let's we have the SPOOKYCROSS Lake Casitas.
30 seconds on the siren!
We are in Ventura, California. It's gonna be a one hour race, elite men. And it's on. Alright, it's on. The race is on. Big field, we are 17 riders. It's on for the first lap. So yeah, 17 riders. I'm about mid-pack at the start. That's Martin Rushworth right behind me. He moved up to men. Hey, he used to race in the Bs. Now he's up into the A's with us. All right, so already turn 1. I'm going on the outside, the safe line to avoid the carnage. See behind the guys, they got stuck behind a little bit. So I'm on the inside. The guys they on clip, so I take the outside line. So right here I'm on the inside, so it's a risky play. Like Ken Hammond there is on clipping, having a moment, slowing me down. And you see Matthew on the outside. He went on the outside. He was able to get 2 positions there. So I'm behind Ken Hammond there. Matthew's in front in orange. And who's behind me? Oh, that's John Barran. So I had some battles in the last 2 streams with John Barran's. So we're gonna see how it goes for this race. All right, look at that. John making some aggressive move, and Kent is right on the wheel of Matthew right there. And look at John, he's trying to reconnect with me. The course is bumpy. There's some bumpy, dusty dirt at Lake Casitas, and it's super warm. Look at the temperature, 30 Celsius. It's a warm, dry race in Southern California. That's how we cyclocross here in Southern California. And Skid is saying you should do some of your live stream Friday night, more free time on the weekends. Oh yeah, you'd watch that on Friday. I don't know what, maybe next week. I'm thinking maybe streaming next week, because the week after that I usually stream every 2 weeks on Thursday night 8 p.m. But in 2 weeks I'm not gonna be able to do it. So maybe next week I'll do a Friday stream. I'll see how it goes. So all right, so starting fast. Everybody's starting super fast on lap 1. Look at that. John Barans is trying to reconnect with me, and from this section on we start climbing. So from this, it's a climb. You can see the elevation profile on the bottom right corner of the screen. So there's not that much climbing in the race, but the way the course is laid out, it's super well done. There's some good punchy climbs. Total climbing in the race is 263 meters that I got on my Garmin. So that's about 29 meters per lap. So right here, that's pretty much the steepest climb we're gonna get on the race. It's yeah, I was attacking it on lap 1, feeling good. And John Martindale's in the chat. How's it going, John? Hey Ben, eating a late dinner tonight, but we've got the whole family on the stream. All right, so cheers to John's family watching the stream tonight. All right. Alright, so you saw Kent Hammond in blue. He made a move on Matthew in front. So Kent is moving up. So I'm in 9th place. Matthew's in 8th. So Kent is moving up into 7th place. And Kelly Greaves in the chat. How's it going, Kelly? Looks super dry. So many cracks in the dirt. Yeah, it was super dry. Hydration was a problem. I had to drink a lot to really keep myself hydrated before the race. Everybody was looking for shade. Typical cyclocross, right? Alright, so now we went all the way down. That was a tricky section near the 3 there, like going down and doing a U-turn, and was off camber, going back uphill, and it's still climbing a little bit. So this section here looks like a flat, but it's climbing just a little bit, maybe 1-2%. Yeah, we see the elevation on the right, 1%. Alright, so John is making progress here. John Behrens is right on my wheel. Alright, there he is making a move. He's super fast. Look at him taking the outside line. We're approaching the barriers. Alright, so I'm gonna follow him, see. Alright.
Better than last week.
Better than last week. That's what Ara is saying. Yeah, last week. So we're watching race number 2. So race number 1, it was at Kelly Mesa CX in Riverside. I had a terrible race. I had an injury the day before the race in the bike park. I almost broke my hip the day before the race, and yeah, so I finished last. It was a death march, so not good for me. I didn't get any good points, so it's my redemption for this race. I want to get a good race, my first good race of the season, if I can do it. Peter's in the chat. How's it going, Peter? Peter Florian. Ben is crazy fast. Oh yeah, I'm trying to stay with John. John is a super fast rider in front of me. Look at him. Look at his technique. He's carrying a lot of speed over those bumps. Look at how he moves his body over those bumps to keep the speed going. Like right there, it's kind of did a bunny hop with his body. So he's making, he's opening a gap on me. I'm in trouble just to replicating his move. And Ben from Florida is in the chat. I have only ever wanted to mountain bike. I want to try 6. Yeah, you guys are. I know a lot of you watching my channels are mountain bike fans. But you gotta try cyclocross. It's so fun. It's almost like go-karting with bikes on dirt. There's a lot of turns, a lot of hard braking into turns, and hard acceleration, wheel-to-wheel action. It's super fun. That was a tricky section there, a big dip there. If you remember, if you watched my stream from last year, that's where I got a puncture there. I mean, I didn't puncture, but I burped my tires, so I was being very careful there. And here it's a very fast downhill, very loose. There's some big chunky rocks in the dirt, so it feels almost like mountain biking here. And that's typical mountain biking conditions that we have in Southern California. And I bottom out. I put a lot of pressure on my tires. I think I got 33 psi, and it's a lot of psi. But I was still bottoming out on those rocks. So I was talking with the guys after the race. Maybe we should put some like foam, like Kosh core, like we do in downhill mountain biking, because the course is gnarly enough. I mean, we don't race on wet, smooth grass like in Belgium or those places. I think we have to look into mountain biking setup.
Second lap time.
Ben saying the jumping over the obstacles is cool. And Jeff, how's it going, Jeff? Jeff's in the chat. And Dorothy's in the chat. How's it going, Dorothy? She says register for this weekend at Marshfield Park. Yeah.
6:30 and under.
So we're done with lap 1. Starting lap 2.
Very, very fast.
Right there, 8 laps to go. So it's gonna be a 9 laps race. And yeah, this weekend is gonna be the Mobile CX. It's gonna be in Moreno Valley. So 2 days, a weekend of 2 days of racing. I think it's my favorite track from last year. Super fun course. Yeah, I'm gonna be there both days. So yeah, if you're in the area, if you want to try cyclocross, just come race with us. It's super cheap to race cyclocross. They rent bikes. Alright, so I'm gonna try to stay with John, but look at John. John is pulling away. Kelly saying great shot, so smooth. Yeah, so on my handlebar, this shot right there, that's the GoPro Hero 7 Black that I put on my handlebar. It's super smooth. Like the stabilization is really amazing. There's no gimbal, and it's like Look at that, super butter smooth. It's really good for a follow cam. And Ben is saying, I heard you can cross with a mountain bike. Yeah, so usually in the beginners and sports category, they are okay with bringing you bringing your mountain bike. They just want people to try the sport, see if they like it, and have fun. So bring the mountain bike. There's no problem with that. You might even be faster sometimes on some sections. Just don't win the race with a mountain bike. Try not to win the race, because that's frowned upon. If you really want to experience the full sport, you can rent a bike. They rent them for $5, and yeah, it's a completely different thing with a cross bike. Like you have skinny tires, no suspension. You have to keep your momentum. Look at Matthew in orange there, and that's John behind him in blue. So John is catching Matthew. So it looks like it's gonna be our race, and we can still see Kent Hammond is not that far ahead. So I used to race with Kent Hammond. We were racing the Bs, and then he moved up to the A35 plus, and then I moved to 35 plus, and then he moved into A. So I'm kind of following him 1 year later. So yeah, Kent is a fast dude. He's in front of us, and then Matthew, and then John. So that's my race. Behind me, I've not seen anybody yet. So I'm gonna keep looking over my shoulder, making sure there's not a wolf catching me. And Karen is in the chat. How's it going, Karen? Good evening, Ben. All right, how's it going? Good evening. And Regard is in the chat. How's it going? Good Friday morning. Oh yeah. So you guys watching from Europe? It's Friday morning, super early for you guys. Nolan's in the chat. So you're testing your different camera position for this bike? Yeah. So I was testing different setup with the Hero 7. See if I can make it work for my streams, for recording a race. I couldn't make it work on my head, so that's why I put it on my handlebar, because the field of view is a bit too narrow on my head. So that's why it's there. So you see John had a moment there. I think he on clip right here. That's the tricky part right here. So I'm back on his wheel. He's not too far ahead. Right, this is going uphill there. This corner here is very off camber, so that's why I go all the way to the tape. So Karen, you're gonna be here Sunday. Alright, so Josh told me he's gonna be there, so we're gonna have a Josh cam for the next stream. That's gonna be awesome. So Josh is gonna race with us Saturday and Sunday, I think. So I'm gonna put some cameras on him. Josh is getting super fast, so I think I'm gonna have to put a rear camera on him, because I might be behind. Steven Chandler is in the chat. How's it going, Steven? Steven from Colorado. And Skeet is in the chat. So I'm jealous of the temperature you have. You have cyclocross state champs this weekend. It's going to be -5. Oh. They're telling me to catch them up. So the stream is fun.
Alright, congratulations on winning the podium.
Yeah, we're super lucky with the temperature in Southern California. I keep saying I love cyclocross. Maybe if I was racing in the cold, I wouldn't like it. I don't know. I've never raced in the cold. Jeff is saying I still like the helmet cam view. Yeah, that's why I have both, because if it was just this one, it might remove the feel of the race, and with this one you kind of feel it more, but it's a bit more shaky. So kind of use both.
Okay.
Hey, Blazer's in the chat. How's it going, Blazer? It's first time in the stream. All right, so if it's your first time, hit the subscribe button so you can watch more. I stream every 2 weeks. So Steven, you're only in Colorado until May, and then back to NC. Okay, North Carolina. Nice. And that's what you're saying. That so yeah, Marshfield Park. And there's a dirt duathlon too. XC Run. All right, camping available. Yeah, it's a really fun. Yeah, it's a really fun. Check it out. SoCalCross.org. Really fun course. They have some dedicated cyclocross infrastructure there, so there's like a proper run up the stairs, and there's we call it the pit of doom, like just super steep drop into a pit of sand. People crash, they go over the bar. It's super fun. All right, so fast section there. Look at that. Oh. So here you can take risk, but it might not always pay off. Look at that, I went wide there, it was super loose. I got wide. Wrecked it, Dave, my first time here. Oh yeah, I wrecked it. No, you're here every time. Dave. So Jeff, you say the helmet cam, yeah, it's more immersive. Yeah, that's why the perfect helmet cam I think would be if I could just stabilize a little bit of the vibration out, so I don't get as much like high frequency vibration, but keep the head movement. So that's what I'm working on. If you follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at Sachoben, SACHOBEN. So I posted some test footage. So I've been, I think I got a good angle with the Euro 7 Black. I had to modify my GoPro a lot to make it work, but I'm gonna test that this weekend. All right, so end of lap 2. So I'm losing line of sight of John, but here at the start finish line, that's 7 laps to go. That's where I can get a visual on them. If I look over my shoulder on the left there, I see John. John is right there, so I'm gonna be able to see how the gap evolves. Okay, he's right there, so he's right out of the turn. He's got still Matthew in front of him, so Regard is asking, does it not snow at all in California? Yeah, we do get snow, but it's at different elevation. We get snow at about, I think it's 4,000 feet sometimes we get snow, but it's mostly at 7,000-8,000 feet that we get the snow. So yeah, mountains are opening for skiing. I think Mammoth Mountain opened last week, and Snow Summit opens this weekend, and you can still go to the beach and it's 30 degrees. That's we have all the seasons at the same time during winter in California. That's the good thing. All right, so I'm not feeling too threatened from behind. I haven't seen anyone behind me at the start finish line. There was a big gap, so we don't see anybody like arriving super fast, but I'm trying to see ahead what's going on ahead. Like, can I catch John? See, that's Matthew there. We saw Kent, Matthew, and John on the left. So it seems like the gap is increasing. I'm pacing down a little bit. So my first lap was the 6:46 was my best lap. At the front we have Julien Bourdeva. He's lapping in 6:08. So he's like almost 40 seconds faster than me per lap. So that's a lot of time. So I think I have the flyby. I can show you the flyby. See what it looks like. I don't know if it's gonna make any sense. Let me show you right there. It looks like a big mess of line. So I'm right here on the flyby. So the riders behind are still pretty far, and then I think John, they are about here, and that's Trey, and then leaders are right here. That's Brent. So yeah, flyby is a bit difficult to see in a cyclocross race because it's all bunched together on a small tight course. All right, so that bunchy clown trying to attack you. So the sun is coming down. We were racing pretty late. I think it was 4 p.m. at the race start. Starting to lose the sun. So yeah, we changed the time. So the time zone changed. We're now on standard time. So the stream might be an hour later for you, which might be good. If you're watching from Europe, it might be a bit easier to watch. Alright, so oh, look at that. I have a big moment there, big slide. So lap 3, that's where it starts to get into your head. Like if you're going above your lactate threshold for 3 laps, the mental starts to fail. So you kind of need to be careful, to keep focus, find a good pace you can sustain. So you see my heart rate 175. That's above my threshold. My threshold is about 172. So that feels I'm digging deep. The heart rate was feeling very good for this race. I can show you the graph. That was my graph. So I spent 46% in zone 5 above threshold, and then 49% in zone 4 just below threshold. So that was a pretty good flat out race. Not too much time in zone 3. dropper seat. so I saying to use the dropper seat. Did you get an average power for the race? Yeah, so you can see my power on the right. I have a power meter for this race. Let's look at my, that's the big stats I have right there. So so average power 20 minutes, 225 watts, and normalized power 231 with a FTP setting of 254 watts. So yeah, I don't know if that's good. 20 watts away from my FTP. Because usually it's a 1 hour race, so you should be able to hit your FTP, because FTP is supposed to be what you can sustain for an hour, right? So it should be pretty close. So it seems to be a bit under. So I might be performing a bit under what I could do technically. Yeah, so it's tough because I don't train for cyclocross really, so I did a good off season, and then I'm starting my base training for cross country next year, and the only high intensity I do is my cyclocross race. So I use the racing to be part of my cross country training. So at the start of the season, my top end high intensity is not super sharp. So being careful there, not to bottom out. Don't want to burp the tires. So the bike I'm riding is the Scott Addict, same bike. I've been riding this bike for 3 years now. That's what it looks like. Scott Addict CX10. It's an amazing bike. I really like it. Hey, Camion is in the chat. How's it going, Camion? Camion Firdos. And so Ken, you had the nationals happen at Peterborough. It was -2. Yeah, I saw some. I saw some pictures of the nationals. Oh my God, it was like covered in snow. Tokyo Drift. My God, that must have been super challenging. Nothing like we have right here. 30 degrees. We're looking for water, and it's lap 3. I'm about, so we're not yet halfway through the race. Gonna start lap 4, and already I'm looking at my water bottle, and I'm thinking, man, I'm not gonna have enough water for the race. Alright, done with lap 3. Gonna look over my shoulder, see where. Yeah, so I'm taking my bottle like that. I'm thinking, oh, I'm not gonna have enough for the whole race, so I gotta pace myself with the drinking. Alright, so Matthew is there. So this looks like Matthew is my guy. So that's the guy I'm gonna try to catch. Matthew J. Smith is racing for a big orange cycling. So his best lap on lap 1 was a 6:36. So I was 6:46. So he was 10 seconds faster than me. So maybe we have a similar pace. Maybe he's gonna fade out. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, okay, that's probably my race. John Burren seems to be getting away. And yeah, look at the position. I moved up into 9th place. That's because one guy got a DNF on lap 3. One guy put out of the race. That's Brendan Baker from Steiner Factory Racing. Yeah, he DNF. He pulled out on lap 2. Or lap 3. Yeah, during lap 3 he pulled out. Alright, so I moved up into 9th place. 17 riders. A lot better than last time, where I was riding 18 in last place. Oh, look at that! I'm saying it's better, but going down. Alright, so made a mistake there. It was an off-camber corner. It wasn't focused enough, wasn't paying attention, and just lost it there. So that's a big reminder to stay focused, keep the mental straight. Yeah, I have a lot of tire pressure, 33, so it's not as grippy as I want them to be, but I need that to be able to survive the rocky downhill. Big huge thing, oh my God. Jean-Louis is here. How's it going, Jean-Louis? Remind me, I have a few pictures of, oh yeah, chute dans le peloton. Oh no. Alright, so Jean-Louis, how are you doing on this race? I think you're you're in front with your brother. So Julien is leading the race in first place, and Jean-Louis is in second place. So were you able to stay? Were you able to stay with your brother the whole time? I think you have Jake on your ass. So Jake Ornis is I see on the flyby. Let me show you that. So there's Jean-Louis right there. So that's Jake going downhill, trying to catch him. And oh, you're not Brent is in front. So Brent Frenzy is in front. You're pressing for Giant. You guys had smoking hot lap 1, a 6:07. I think Brent had the fastest lap 1, 6:07. So he might be still leading. So I don't know how you guys did. I don't have Julien on the flyby. You gotta tell your brother to turn on his flyby. Yeah, so race number 1 in Cali Mesa. So the winner was Nick Beechin, second place was Brendan Baker, and third place was Julien Bourdevert. So those were the series leader coming into race number 2. But Nick and Brendan are not here, so Julien is in a good position to take the lead of the series after 2 races. All right, so look at the power, almost 450 watts up that climb. It's not that high. I could do better than that. So how's the training, Jean-Louis? Are you you moved to Orange County, so you told me you're now training with a new crew. How's it going there? Do you guys find some good spot to train? Yeah, I need to train more my skills.
You're at 11, dude. Come on. Maybe 10.
Say I'm maybe 10. All right, so I'm 9th place.
Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben. Let's go, Ben. Let's go.
Oh, hit the tree there.
How
So
many
it's
laps left in the race?
5 laps. The Rati is talking to me.
Around, so let's get this podium moving and then we'll roll along.
You were first
Okay.
last year. Yeah, so Kelly, I was first last year. I was racing 35 plus A. So I was in the age
You
group
guys finished the race?
with the Masters last year.
Where's Cameron
Super
and
fast
Duncan,
group.
UCLA.
But now I have to move up. I won the series last
Okay,
year.
let's do Mancy. 5th overall.
I was racing with
Jesus
David.
Mancy. 4th overall, Connor.
Yeah, but those are the guys I race with during my cross country season. So that's why I think I belong. That's why I need to race with them. I need to learn from them. Yes. Yeah, so where was David? David was then. I don't think he was there at SpookyCross. He was there at the first race. I hope he's there for Mobile CX this weekend. It's a super fun course. Yes, I'm at midfield right now, so I'm 9th out of 17 riders. So that's making sense. That's guys in front are super fast, but I'm not able to catch them on cross country either. So Jean-Louis is too fast, and his brother Julien is even faster. The guys I'm racing with, I set my target on that I want to improve. I want to catch John Berens. I want to catch Ken Hammond. So those 2 guys are my target in front. If I can improve my fitness throughout the season as I work on my base training. So I'm also gonna get sharper. My top end is gonna get sharper as I race more. So we're gonna see how it evolves during the season. Hopefully I get more. I can stay on their wheel a bit longer, so I get more action. Yeah, so that was the SpookyCross. So that was the weekend of Halloween. So we had some. We had a costume race. I'll show you the. Yeah, Martin Rush was racing with us. That was his costume for the Halloween race with a chainsaw. You should have been racing with his chainsaw.
figure out how
for
to
this
bring
race.
people. So we're happy to make one of the days USA Cycling.
Alright.
We just need some
So
sponsorship.
pacing myself with the drinking. 5 laps to go. About mid-race right now, so I need to save water because it's to keep my throat clear too, to be able to breathe. It's super dry, so I need to take a sip once or twice per lap just to be able to breathe. And Ben is saying, "I'll go out afterwards for a drink." Oh yeah, I kept drinking, like, I think 3-4 bottles non-stop after the race. I was so thirsty. JB's asking, "Do you train on a road bike?" No, I train on this bike. That's my main workout bike. Is my cyclocross bike. I don't have a road bike. Whenever I go on a road bike race ride, I take this bike, and I always tell myself I can put slicks on it, but I'm always too lazy to put slicks, so I go on a road bike ride with dirt tires, and I take the fire road whenever I can. Trying to stay focused on the technical sections like that. And Ben, you're saying I found at first in the season I didn't talk to many racers, but yeah, that's a good thing with racing. We all become buds. We all become buddies. Cause you see the same people every race, and racing bikes is super fun atmosphere. It's a good way to meet people, and everybody's stoked. Some people might be thinking, "Oh, are they gonna make fun of me? Are they gonna look at me like I'm an outsider?" But no, I mean, once you're there, everybody is super stoked that you're there. Everybody's super supportive, and if you beat them, they're super stoked for you that you improve. And yeah, it's a very friendly atmosphere racing. So if you've never tried, you should give it a shot. So it's a cyclocross bike, the same as a gravel bike. JB's asking. JB Gaming. It's pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's starting to split more. So what I have is more a cyclocross racing bike, and Scott, they also make a gravel bike. So it's starting to differentiate a little bit. So the big difference with a cyclocross racing bike is that my fork is a bit different. It's a bit more aggressive for the technical sections, and the gearing is very different. It's 1/11. It's just about the race course. While a gravel bike might be more for comfort for long distance, and it has a bit more gearing. You might have a 2x10, 2x11 to get more gears for the long grinds. So it's starting to branch out, but a lot of people they just use whatever bike, so it doesn't make that big of a difference, I think. But yeah, I think tires might be where it makes a difference. What do you guys think? Do you guys see a difference in the tires when it's more a gravel tire versus a cyclocross tire? Because you see the ones I'm riding are the what are they? They are the, let's see the picture. They are the Ventura. Yeah, because when you race cyclocross, the race is short, so you want a lot of grip. You don't need a tire that's super durable. But for gravel races, they want the opposite. They want a tire that's gonna last for very long. It's not gonna get a puncture. So it's a bit different, because in a cyclocross race, you're allowed to swap bikes. You're about to change wheels. You know, you can get mechanical assistance in the pit. Yeah, the gravel bikes are a lot meatier, you say, Ben? Yeah, they're more like, almost like gravel touring bikes. And they are meant to be bomb-proof. You don't want to, because when you do like those super long distance, 100 miles races on those gravel bikes, you don't want to get a DNF because of a puncture or having to stop to put tubes in. But yeah, on a cyclocross race, if a tire could be so fast that it only lasts half the race, but you save maybe 30 seconds, that could be worth it. You could like doing Formula 1, and you stop in the pit, change bike, change tires, keep going, and you save 30 seconds for a 5-second pit stop. It could be worth it. I don't know.
Competition of the day. Up next, we will have our SPOOKYCROSS costume race. We encourage everyone to show up, dress up.
Yeah, see, that's the pit right there. So a lot of people, they put a second bike there. They put a spare set of wheels
4 laps to
So if you
go.
got a
Go.
problem, the lap is short. The lap is only 6 minutes, 7 minutes. So the pit you pass next to it twice during the race. The way they set up the course, so the pit is always like 3 minutes away. So if you got a problem, something is wrong on your bike, you just stop into the pit, swap bike, swap tires, swap wheels. So do you have tubeless tires? Yeah, so I'm riding tubeless. Yeah, riding tubeless with this bike. Yeah, tubes would be, especially on a course like this, tubes would be a nightmare. We would get pinch flat on lap 1 for sure. Oh, look at that! I had my head down and Sarah saw that. Oh man. Getting distracted. I gotta focus. Alright, the dip there. See, that's where with tubes there, if you're not focused, you arrive there, you're a bit tired, and you sit on your bike and you bottom out, you get a pinch flat right away. Same thing here. You got some pretty chunky rocks hidden into the loose stuff right here. Instant replay. Yeah, should do. I don't have a instant replay feature on my streaming software. That'd be cool. So whenever I do an instant replay, it's because I edit the instant replay. So John Martindale is saying this back section had some tough lines, loose, and a bunch of rocks. Yeah, you really had to be careful to choose a good line. The thing is that you can be very aggressive and very fast in the middle line, but if you mess it up like just one hair, then you end up on the loose stuff and then you start drifting with way too much speed into the barriers. Alright, so we're gonna see how's my pace evolving. So I got all my lap times here, so 6:46, second was a 6:52, then I had a 7:03, 7:13, so I'm slowing down a little bit, 7:18. So that one was a 7:18. So I'm pacing down a little bit. I'm losing like 35 seconds per lap from my hot lap on lap 1. Alright, Ben. Cheers, see you. Thanks for stopping by. And Murky Blaze in the chat. Would you be faster on this course on a mountain bike? I don't know. I don't know. It's there's some long, fast section on this where a mountain bike would be a bit slower. It's hard to tell. On the downhill section where I'm talking about, where there's some chunky stuff, for sure. For that section, you could fly on a mountain bike and really have the suspension absorb all the shocks. But for the rest, that saying sound is broken up. Digital North. How is it? How is it? Is the stream chopping up with the image, or just the? I need a sound man. I need a sound man live to do the mixing. Yeah, you guys let me know if I talk too quiet or too loud. I can adjust the mixing. So JB, you're saying can't wait for the Gold State XC series on YouTube. Yeah, are you gonna race? Are you in SoCal, JB? Are you gonna race next season in Gold State? The calendar just came out, so you can already plan your races. So I'm starting to see that Matthew in front is pulling away. So we're still on lap 6, and I'm not making good progress. So that's a section where we're going up, and I think I can see him going down right here. I'm gonna see it in front. I think that's him right there. See that, the guy right there? That's Matthew. That's the guy I'm chasing. So you see where he is at the bottom of the hill. So I have to go up the hill, come back down. So it's a pretty decent gap. I think we're talking 35, 45 seconds at least. That's what I'm gonna be monitoring. See if he's gonna be fading toward the end of the race. Because if I see that the gap starts to shrink, like that gives you a little boost. So you're like, okay, maybe I can catch him. Maybe if I keep going. So Tomo, sound is perfect on your head. Okay, so maybe sometimes it's the internet. Sometimes it's sometimes something else. And who's this guy behind me in orange? I don't know. I think the guy behind me on the sheet was Gregory Goodwine, racing for SC Velo. And then behind me we also have Gregory Goodwine, Kevin Cross, Martin Rushworth had a good race, Dean Pochard, Zach Lemus, Alan Ziniker, and Jarno Trey are racing with us. So flat section here. See, that's the one that I felt was the most difficult section there. Taking one sip, just one tiny sip just to clear the throat. And then here I felt like it was like very painful right here because it's going up a little bit and that's where my legs were hurting. And GB Gaming is asking, do you get paid YouTube? No, I'm not full-time on YouTube. I have a day job and I put some music there. It's to because there's some copyrighted music, so YouTube flagged the copyright of that song that was playing from the starting line. So that's why I put this music on top to cover the copyright music. But no, the videos, they don't make money. They make I think a video like that might make $1.50 before tax in advertising revenue. That's ridiculous. So I'm doing it for the fun, to share the experience with you guys. If you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share the video with your friends. Tell them to join the live stream. Watch with us. All right. Gotta wait until we cannot hear the song anymore. Did you go to Reno? No, I didn't go to Reno. Who in the chat went to Reno? I heard some. David was there. David told me he was amazing. He was completely nuts. Yeah, I wish I could go to do one of those big races with a lot of people. All right, so riding between the tapes this time on this a lot better. All right, so we see guys with their tents there. They're gonna be camping there. So it's a 2 days of racing. Lake Casitas in Ventura, California. It's a big campground. This old facility there. It's a big campground around the lake. Kelly, you're saying so? It's gonna be in Seattle next year. Oh yeah. What you mean the Reno Cross is gonna be a Seattle Cross? I don't know. I just raced the SoCalCross Prestige Series. I've never been to any other cyclocross race, so I don't know. I don't know how it is. All right, so nobody's behind me, so I don't have any wolves to worry about. I only have one guy to worry about, and it's Matthew in front of me. So it's a battle for 8th place. So okay, so it's nationals in Seattle in Tacoma. Okay, so that's right next to Seattle, right? Kentucky this year. So Ara, were you the race winner? I think you were the race winner. 3 laps to go. All right, so almost out of water, so I just have just a bottom of my bottle that's left. Can I see Matthew over my shoulder there? Oh, I didn't see him there. So it's a pretty big gap to close, but you never know. Yeah, so Arafaz, you got the win in 35 plus A. All right. Are you gonna win the series? Are you gonna be the champion? It's gonna be a fun one to see. We need to put a camera on you. He says thanks for moving up to it. You would beat me. I'm sure you're much faster than me at this time of the year. You're just crushing it. You were crushing it on the cross country this year. Man, I need to get on your diet. No, I moved up into A just so that I don't lose in 35A, and that would look bad. Yeah, Mobile is gonna be flat and fast. I think that suited me pretty well last year at the Mobile CX. You can watch the. I have all the races and the streams on my channel, so you can look back on the main page of my channel. There's some playlists for cyclocross races and for all the live streams. You can go back and watch them again if you want to see what the course looks like. Yeah, it's I really like a flat course like that with a lot of hard braking section, a lot of hard acceleration. If you can keep the momentum into the corners, corners like that, super tricky, super fun. So that's something I like. Is I know a lot of you guys watching are mountain bikers, and the thing with racing cyclocross is that it trains you to keep your momentum into turns like that. It trains you to be really mindful of your threshold braking, and that's Matthew right there in orange. So you see the gap. Last time we watched it, it was about there. So maybe he got like 2 seconds faster. So the gap increased a little bit. So that's what I'm paying attention. Yeah, so when you race cyclocross, you're more mindful of your braking, your brake bias, how much you use the front and the rear, because you don't have any grip. Like your tires are so tiny, so skinny. It's 33C the tires. So corners like that, you really gotta manage your cornering grip, manage your momentum, use your body to keep the wheels rolling, accelerate hard. So you pay a lot of attention to that as you race cyclocross, and it trains you when you go back to your cross-country racing. You have all those skills that you train yourself. You get this tricky section. Oh man.
Keep it up, man.
Oh, that's Jarno there. Jarno Trey. Not his best race being lapped right there. It's gonna catch my wheel. See, that was me last week. Totally having a bad race, 2 laps down. Now I was 1 lap down. So barriers, starting to feel them a bit more. Oh, my jumping remount is starting to be not so much a jumping remount. I'm starting to go 1 foot at a time.
On the 7th completed lap, leading the U23 Elite Men's A.
So see twisty sections there I was talking about. You keep your momentum, you can keep your speed going. That section here, see, it's really off camber. So if you can stay on the right, you get a shorter distance. But if you come in too hot on the entry, you drift and you go wide and you just take a longer distance. So you can save some time there. Here I stay on the left of the bumps, trying to keep rolling. So, as you're saying, have you tried bunny hopping? I've never tried. I'm sure if I try, I'm gonna go over the bar. I'm gonna crash. So I'm like, not for me. I'm fine with running the barriers. Have you tried? Fuzz? It looks super tricky, and the thing is that even if I can do it once or twice, I'm pretty sure that like on lap 7 like that, I would make a mistake, mess it up, and then just crash or break a wheel. So yeah, okay, maybe if the distance is farther between the barriers, so you get more time to, yeah, that's a big commitment, and when they are tight like that. So is there any barrier hopper in the chat? Can you give us your technique, how you do that? It seems like you need to really launch your body forward and hope for the best. You just huck and pray. John Martindale saying, you were just talking about tire grip. So when I pre-rolled, I tried to make note of the best lines. The course was too loose. It was tough to, yeah. So we are racing. So it's the first day of racing, and now we're in the afternoon. So we're starting to get some new lines. Some good lines are forming. But earlier in the day, you guys were racing for the first time on that course, so that makes a difference. There's the course is not settler. There's not a lot of lines yet. It's changing every lap. So did you guys race in the other way around, in the other direction on the next day, or was it the same? Was it the same course? Sometimes what they do when it's 2 days in a row, the next day they lap the inverse course the other way around. So yeah. I didn't get flagged for the copyright of that song, but I'm gonna keep talking over it, making sure it's not flagged. Yeah, it's weird. The content ID matching, it's always old songs like 50s, 60s, 70s. Most of the time the artist is dead, and there's a company holding the rights that's just trying to steal the $1 of advertising revenue that I would make on this video. It's pretty crazy. Oh, and then little moment, and that's why I went down on I don't know, lap 3. So it's still giving me trouble in that corner there. I gotta be careful. And that's Kent Hammond there. He just did the U-turn on the 3. Alright, flat section here. That's where you don't want to have a mountain bike. That's a fast section on a cross bike. So John, you're saying they moved the barriers to a different section on Sunday. Okay. Same direction, but a few course changes. Okay. Yeah, that course makes a lot of sense in that direction. It would be really tough to go up, you know, the big downhill, the big loose downhill. It would be pretty tough to go up that sandy section. Okay, let's look where Matthew is. We see him there. We not see him there, so he's increasing his gap still. Okay, no, that's here when we would see him. Oh, he's right there. He's right there. So I see I'm about the same. So that's telling me, okay, we're pretty much on the same pace. So at the end of the race, and I'm feeling pretty hurt. So I'm like, I know I'm pacing down. You see my heart rate is falling down, 170. So I'm fading, and the gap stays the same. So that means he's fading too. So that's what I read into that that flyby with him right there. So I'm thinking, okay, so if he's fading, so maybe he's gonna fade even more, and I'm gonna catch him, or we keep fading at the same distance, and it's gonna end up like that. So we never know. So the only thing you can do is to keep pushing as hard as you can, and you gotta be there to be lucky. So because I was thinking I could pace down. There's nobody behind me. There's nobody catching me. There's nobody like cutting the gap behind me. So I could like take it easy, and I would have a pretty secure 9th place. But why settle for 9? I can, if I see the guy in 8th, let's go get him. See behind me, we see a guy behind me. So I think that's Julien. Is that it with the orange bike? Julien and Jean-Louis, they have the same. They have a similar bike. They have orange bikes. I think that was Julien. That's the race leader behind me. So I'm about to get lapped. So I need to stay. I need to stay ahead of Julien if I want to fight with Mathieu on the final lap. All right. Barriers again. Oh.
Triple barrier.
Oh. Triple barriers. That was amazing. All right, the music is on. The music is on. That's because there's a copyrighted music playing. So that was that was hilarious. Triple barriers. That you don't try to bunny up a triple barrier like that. That's gonna hurt. That's not gonna end well. All right. So yeah. Now I need to stay in front of Julien. He's right there. That's Julien on the orange bike on the right. Dorothy's saying love the music. Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys should get a soundtrack of copyright free music or something. Like there's a lot of artists that I'm sure would be stoked to be featured, to have their music played. Going downhill. Alright, so I'm starting to, I know the lines there, I know how risky it is. I can kind of see I get into that line there. Up. So yeah, I'm starting to get a good flow down there, and I'm getting better lines. That's why it's good to race 2 days in a row, because the first day you make mistakes, the track is evolving, you get into the sandy sections, and you're like wow. And then day 2, there's some better lines, better grooves into the course, and you kind of know how to find them and how to pace yourself. Usually your second race is much better than your first. Yeah, that song wasn't flagged. I'm gonna talk over it. Alright, so right behind me you see Julien is right there, the orange bike. So I'm gonna look over my shoulder, see, okay, that's race leader, that's Julien right there. So I'm thinking, should I let him pass me? Then my race would be over. My race would be over right there, but I thought no, I don't do that. There's no quitting in cyclocross. So Julien won the race behind me. So I know nobody can pass me from behind because everybody who's behind the race leader, their race is over, and on the sheet they're gonna be 1 lap down. So I'm the last rider on course. So I have nothing to lose. Nobody's behind me, so I can go all out attack. And yeah, you never know because everybody else who's still on course, if they drop out, if they get a DNF, then I move up in front of them. So you gotta be there to be lucky. All right, so keep going, make your luck. Yeah, I was fading. I can probably show you. I think I have my heart rate analysis somewhere in Training Peaks. That's what I used to. To plan my training. I used Training Peaks. And where was the race? This one. Right here, right here.
Yeah, good job, man.
So that's Julien, the race winner.
Nice.
And Jean-Louis got 2nd place. So the two brothers, top steps on the podium. And here's that's what it looks like in Training Peaks when you analyze your race. So the heart rate is the red line there. So you see the red line is fading and dropping lower. So you can see it on the screen too with my telemetry, the 165 BPM. It's starting to fail. So my top end isn't stable. I cannot keep it for an hour, and I was starting to feel like my core was getting weak, my arms were getting weak. So I'm like, okay, I need to. That told me what I need to work on. So I need to really step up my core strength training. Need to work on maximum strength. I need to work on my full body endurance, not just my legs. So that's usually what happens when you're coming out of the off season. You didn't do much workout. So that's slowing me down. So I'm taking notes. So every flaw you notice, it becomes a checklist of things to improve. So the gap to Matthew was about the same again on this lap. So I'm not catching him, and Julien is gonna catch me on a cool down lap. He told me after the race that he actually slowed down to not lap me. So thanks Julien for that. So I look better. I finished on the lead lap. Yeah, so Julien finished first, Jean-Louis second, and then 3rd place was Jake Ornes from Pin Grit team. So that's your podium. And so Brent was leading the race at some point. Brent Friends, and so he got 5th place. Garrett Fulham was the guy in 4th. Kent Hammond got 6th. And then John Behrens wasn't able to catch Kent. So those are the two guys I want to try to catch this season. I want to try to catch Kent and John. Barriers for the last time.
Got myself a little shark hat.
Oh, slow remount there.
And we got the pumpkin podium.
I'm not taking risks. I'm starting to feel tired, feeling a bit weak. So instead of jumping and making a mistake, I just did a slow remount there. All right, so the music is on again. That's gonna make me go faster. Come on, finish strong. Yeah, so that's what happened. It's a 1 hour race, so they divide the number of laps based on the lap time of the leaders, so that it's about a 1 hour race. But when you get almost lapped by the race leader, it's like you do an extra lap in terms of time. So it's more an hour 6-minute race for me. An hour 5 minutes was my race time. So that's a big step from 35 plus A, which is a 45 minutes race. So last year when I streamed my season, it was all 45 minutes race. Now it's an hour plus plus the final lap for me. So that's a 20 minutes more of cyclocross. That's a lot. John, you're saying you're gonna camp. You're gonna camp at Mobile. You get the if you get a VIP pass for the SoCalCross season, you get a lot of perks. You get sometimes free parking. You get your own timing chip. You get your own number that you keep every race, and you get free camping this weekend. So that's pretty cool. It's still worth it to buy the VIP pass. By the way, I think you can get an 8 races VIP pass or a 10 races. So I got the 10 races pass, so I'm gonna, I chose which ones I'm gonna do. They're my favorite ones, and I'm gonna stream them all. Maybe not stream them all, but I'm gonna at least stream every 2 weeks, maybe do some double streams sometimes. And so stay tuned to my channels and make sure you hit subscribe if you want to see more of that. Alright, so I'm coming to the, I don't see Matthew. Oh yeah, I see, is he there? No, I don't see him. I think on the sheet Matthew slowed down a lot on his final lap, so I was catching him. He was only 30 seconds in front.
And we've run out of beverages.
But yeah, I was able to catch him. I was able to keep the gap open. That's him right there. That's Matthew in the orange.
Hey, good job, guys.
John Berens. So those guys were killing it.
Quick.
So good job to them. And that's your podium. That's your podium right there. So Julien Bourdevert is your winner, with Jean-Louis in 2nd place and Jane Cornes in 3rd place. So congrats guy. That was a super fun race. And here's the full leaderboard. So look at the lap times. Fastest time Brent Frenzy in 6:07, insane. So yeah. There was a race the next day. I didn't do it. And I don't have the result for that race, so I cannot tell you. I'll tell you in the next stream. Give you an update of the other races, and they also raced last weekend in San Luis Obispo, and I wasn't there, so I'm 3 races down there. So what we're gonna watch the next stream is gonna be the Mobile CX, and I'm thinking I'm gonna stream it next week. So stay tuned. I might announce it. I might stream it either Thursday on Thanksgiving or the Friday night. We'll see because I cannot stream the next week after that. So I'm gonna try to make it next week and then go back on a 2-week schedule after that. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Cheers.
There you go. Inside.
That was actually a race.
Good job, man.
Like I said, those races in between